All right, so today on Unborn Radio, I've got Prodigy. Prodigy, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Prodigy, baddest motherfucker with a musket. What's going on?
How long have you been with the club?
Going on about 10 months. I'm pretty close to my year.
Do you remember how you came across the club?
Um, I've actually give a story on this. I had pulled up on the beach about a year ago and saw, well, actually it was a year ago because I prospected for a good amount of time. But I pulled up and saw Bama and a former member Druid and Bama's old lady and a couple others. But walked up to them, non-hostile or anything. I was just walking up, wearing my denim, and they were like interested in joining a real MC. I rode my bars that I had to the beach too, so it was pretty interesting there.
Right on. And you are an officer currently, so what is your officer's position?
I'm tail gunner and enjoy the position.
And what does your job entail as a tail gunner?
Um, Pretty much protecting formation and keeping formation tight. I gave myself kind of my own little nickname. I call myself the pack protector. Just,
Right. Yeah, it's a good fit. What is your most memorable moment within the club so far?
I'd have to say patching, honestly. That's probably the one thing that I'll tell prospects every time they get patched is my patching story, and it's probably one of the most memorable for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I've heard it a handful of times. And so, what is the hardest thing you've experienced within the club?
Hmm. Probably switching to Vespucci more than not. So there was kind of a lot of attention between me and a couple guys at PC. I guess I've been told that it was just my own mind, which it might have been. But I think they were hard on me because they expected a lot out of me, and I just took it the wrong way. But when I switched to Vespucci, it was ultimately a hard decision as BC felt I betrayed them, which is fine. Uh, I didn't. I explained to all of them that I didn't. I just felt like this was a better fit, and now we're all cool now. So
What would you say your favorite part of the club is? Like the structure, the prospect time, the whatever. What would you say?
uh, I'd have to say the clown Bama duo, honestly, between them two. And now we can introduce Seats also into that. I call them an unstoppable force, which they really are. They seem to, it'll be like a problem, it'll be kind of like a wall, and they just kind of like go right through it, take it head on. And Bama usually comes out with a great plan. Clown, of course, comes out with a great plan or a plan B, maybe, or they work together, and it's amazing how well they work together as they do. And it's kind of I say it's also a well-oiled machine, which it is. I mean, we still have our kinks and everything, but of course we are still. I love how far we've been like moving. Like recently, we just had a crap ton of prospects. Of course, a lot of them fell off real quick, but we it was just interesting. They seemed to after Clown and Seats had all kind of they all kind of like made their own little connections and everything. It started rolling, and it still is. It's still going strong, and that's one thing that I really am glad to see.
What's your favorite thing to do with the club?
Above everything, I'm gonna have to say just the talks, just the sitting and talking. I know everybody's like, "Well, I'm tired of just sitting. I'm tired of this," but when say me clown, it's maybe sometimes it's just me clown and maybe a couple other guys like it was last night, and we just talk, and it's great. Like we'll talk. Like yesterday, it was me, Fingers, Clown, and Satch, and it was great conversation. I mean, me, Clown, and Fingers. Satch usually the Clown, but he'll come in with some good one-liners, and that's another
Yeah.
thing that adds to the conversation, and it's pretty great. Like, and sometimes sometimes it'll just be me and Bama, and we'll have great conversations with just me and him, just bullshitting about our day or bullshitting about something. That's probably my number one thing is the strength that we have to just be able to bullshit about anything.
No, yeah, I love that too. So like my top things, I love making the videos. Like I love creating them and turning them into something, from my mind to the, YouTube. That's probably up there as number one. But those talks, yeah, exactly. Every time Lee gets on, um, Danny, Herb, Bama, like I'll say the same story, 5 times a month, but I'll be talking to a different one of them. You know what I mean? And I love that because for me, like our history runs deep with the unborn. Um, and like I always say, like if we were to sit down and write the history, it would be an amazing book. Um, and it's always that same conversation comes up over and over and over again. Talking about the days and yeah, we'll be lined up outside a clubhouse or the strip club or wherever and just talking for 2-3 hours. A lot of the newer guys are like, "What is this all we're gonna fucking do? Is just sit around and bullshit?"
Yeah,
But I do love that.
for sure.
So the MC community, um, what do you think is wrong with the MC community, and what do you think could be done to fix it? Like there is a lot of toxic people. There's always the people that bring in real life, or all they want to do is shit talk. Um, that's just one thing, Um,
Hmm.
but what do you feel is an issue with the MC community that can be fixed?
I don't know if it can be fixed because you'll always have certain people that have to find a negative aspect in anything. But the like you said, the shit talking, the shaming, the just outright disrespectful work. I mean, we're all a community, essentially all family. If you think about it, some people will consider, I do. I would consider all MC community as one big family. So which I understand families fight, but the free aim and auto aim, people that battle each other on which one's better or which one, people think free aim makes you a better one percenter, or the way you fight, like ARs, and some people will use rooftops, and I know that's not really a big thing. I haven't really seen people like say, oh well, you're on the rooftop, or uh, maybe the way you ride bikes, different bikes, people be like, well, that bike looks stupid. Well, but it's his bike. He thinks it's great. Why do you? I think that's what is wrong. I think a lot will fix itself if we all just kind of come together and band together as an MC community instead of free aim, auto aim, this bike or this bike or this, certain thing. This club to this club, but regardless, we're all a community, so we all should be together.
All right, one more thing I'll bring up is something you do for us in Vespucci, the Good Morning Vespucci. Um, I look forward to that every day. Um, for those that don't know what it is, right? So, like, I'll let you explain it. Go ahead and have at it.
Uh, Good Morning Vespucci actually started as a one-time deal. I thought I was just gonna do it once. I actually had a dream about Good Morning Vietnam, and I love that movie. That's like favorite Robert Williams movie ever. But I was like, I woke up and I was feeling good, and I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna. So I did it and started out. And I got the sponsors, which is also jokes. I don't actually get money for this, and then uh, which I bring a lot of different aspects from people winning just simple things like an end game thing, and I'll be like, yeah, they won this, and this is what they received. They obviously didn't receive it, but it's just funny to me, and what actually keeps it going is that the fact that people say it makes their day. or it makes their afternoon because we do have some European brothers. But it's the fact of it makes people's day. Actually, that's the real reason why I keep doing it. And some days it's a little slower, but uh, I do it every morning before I go to work, so it's kind of a time stress thing. Some of them, the longer ones, obviously I had more time, but uh, and this morning I was stressed out, so there wasn't much on this morning. But it's a it's a good stress reliever to be able to joke about certain things, and it can be a good useful tool on getting information out. Like I'll put out what's double money this week, or what new cars are coming out, or what we could, or I'll say grinding. We need to get grinding up because it's slow. Or like our brother Seats, he recently had a child. Congrats, Seats. I put that out there. I let everybody know, and I actually put a PSA out for the entire club, as a whole, BC and Vespucci, as a PSA, but I didn't say Good Morning Vespucci. I've told BC about it, and a lot of them are actually interested in wanting to have a Good Morning, I guess Vespucci in a sense, but it'd have to be for the whole club instead of just Vespucci. But
Yeah.
I feel like we could. I do want to expand on it. Like I do feel like actually making it a radio talk show, and making it a longer, maybe instead of just a message, actually just some long talks. And I might have some shows like you have the Unborn Radio, and
Yeah. So
but
like, well, even with that, so like, how you do it, we always get a shout out. There's somebody that's getting a shout out, whether it be Carl's being a hoe or, um, like the
oh yeah,
sponsors,
Carl the
George's Vape Shop. What do you call it?
Electric Lettuce.
Electric lettuce. Yeah. So there's always that, and then like you said, the what's double money. But yeah, it's always fun. Like I said, I enjoy them, and I think it'd be great to do like a Good Morning Tumc or something, um, and just play with it a little bit. It opens it up a lot more because I mean you can only say so many things. I mean you do it every day of the week, um,
Yeah.
so I mean that's 7 days of something you got to figure out.
Yeah,
Um,
and sometimes it is kind of strenuous, and I'm low on something or I don't have much, and that's why I tell everybody in TUMC, if you just want something in there, send me a private message, and I will work on expanding to a more solid chart, or not just a charter, but a whole club morning talk show just a new thing. I might do one tomorrow. Unsure. There's definitely gonna be a Good Morning Vespucci. I think I might do two, one for the whole club and one specific for our charter.
yeah, it wouldn't hurt, and I know a lot of the guys would love to see that. All right, well, that's about it. What I got for you. So, is there anything else you'd like to say? I mean, this is your time. You can just say whatever. You can, we can end
Cool.
it
I got a couple
there.
things to say for sure. Number one, Carl. Now you're standing in front of me. You're a hoe. Two, shout out to Herb for his mellow vibes. He's gonna think this is funny whenever he sees this. Three, Bama, keep doing what you're doing. You're gonna get a shout out tomorrow because we just talked about this and now I'm relaying everything. So you're getting a shout out tomorrow. Clown, I love that bronze and blue bike. I'm gonna have to make one. Not exactly like yours, but there's gonna be one made. And Con, I do appreciate you having me on. I'll give you a shout out as well tomorrow. Good
All right.
content for tomorrow.
Well, I look forward to it, brother. So,
Hell yeah.
as always, unborn forever, forever unborn. Thanks.
Hell yeah. UFFU, brother.
Yeah. Thanks for sitting down, man.
No problem.